Today I'm going to be making music in Dreams for the PlayStation 4. Now for anyone out there who has not heard of Dreams yet, it is basically just a game that allows you to build your own games. You can build anything that you want. It doesn't even have to be a game, it can just be food or even this. Anyway, the thing that I'm personally most interested in is the built-in music maker included in Dreams. Now, a little side note, I've actually been sick for the past week and a half or so I've had a lot of time to play around with Dreams and do all the tutorials and that kind of thing. So for once, I actually kind of know what I'm doing. Anyway, just to give everyone out there a quick little rundown of how the music maker works, we basically just have a music timeline, which you can just place right about there. We go ahead and open up this timeline. You can see it is a timeline. It's got nothing on it. Now, if you don't have any idea how to make music, there is already a huge library of user-created loops. So you can basically just go through and choose anything you want. Wow, that's intense. So for example, let's say you want some hip-hop loops. You can just go loops, hip-hop, and there we go. We got ourselves a whole bunch of hip-hop loops like that. Bring it in. Oh, there we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now this loop here is actually its own timeline, so you can go in and change anything you want, which is actually pretty cool, but I don't think that I'm really going to be dealing with loops. So let's go ahead and get rid of that, and we can move on to instruments. So just like the loop library, there is thousands and thousands and more thousands of different instruments that you can use. You can also go through and choose different instrument sections, different tags. Oh, yuck. So let's say I want a synth bass. We'll just go a little something like that. That was actually pretty good. Pull that boy in, and now we've got ourselves this empty clip. Now, if you want to change the sound of this instrument, you can actually go into the settings. You can mess around with all the... And you can mess around with all the synth settings and make some pretty interesting sounds. You can use the built-in oscillator for ring modulation or frequency modulation or anything like that. It's nice and fat. Then we also have a whole lot of different effects. That is pretty ugly. You can also mess around with some granular synthesis as well, which is really cool. This is not actually a sound that it will work with, so let's quickly bring in something else. Let's try this one. Now, if we go over into this tab here, we should be able to do some pretty funky stuff. So we go a little something like that. Ooh, nice. Put some reverse onto it. Hey, that is sounding pretty cool. There's something like that. Oh. That doesn't sound very good. Oh. Yikes. That's weird. Oh. Yikes, that is ugly. Either way, I think you get the picture. So you can make some pretty cool sounds. You can also make some pretty ugly sounds. Let's just quickly go back and grab something that sounds decent. That sounds pretty cool. Let's give that a try. Anyway, now that I've got a sound that I like, I can actually go in and start putting in some notes. So we'll just pull up this menu over here. So here we've got our performance view, which allows you to put in notes using the buttons on the controller. That is actually a pretty cool sound. So the performance mode is set to a scale, and you can just choose from whatever you want. So let's say we want minor. There we go. We've also got these circles here, which are different sound effects. So the closer you go to the middle of the circle, the stronger it is. Oh, so let's just quickly do a little test recording. This is probably going to be really bad. Oh, yikes. Luckily, there is a piano roll, so I can actually go through and change the notes, which don't sound very good. So let's say I don't like this note here. Let's pull that down to there. We'll pull this boy down to around there. Hopefully that sounds better. Doesn't sound very good, but you get the picture. Anyway, that is a quick little rundown of how the music maker works inside of Dreams. Now, let's use it to make some music. Hey! I kind of feel like starting things off with some chords, so let's go for one of these pad sounds, maybe. These are actually really nice. Ooh. That's a cool sound. Let's bring that in. Pull up the performance mode. Let's start recording some notes. Okay, there we go. That should do it for the bass notes for the chords. Now let's head over into the piano roll mode and let's start layering up some extra notes. So for the first chord, we'll go a little something like that. What am I doing? That is pretty good. Now for the second chord. Nice. Not bad at all. Rid of that. Oh, okay. That's pretty much perfect. Quickly, before I move on to a melody, I might just change a couple of things with the synth sound. However, I don't really know what I want to change. I think I might just mess around with some different settings. Yuck. Oh, that sounds cool. I really like that. Yeah, that is sounding pretty much perfect. So what I've done is I've just gone ahead and added on a little bit more randomization to the granularness of the synthesizer. I think it sounds really good. In fact, it sounds too good. I can't believe I made this in dreams. Nice. Anyway, now what I think I might do is I might just duplicate this track here, and I might bring in a different instrument, but I'll use the same chords just to help give it a little bit more atmosphere, just because the synth here is a little bit crazy. I feel like I need a little bit more structure. Oh, still sounds so good though. Anyway, for this synthesizer, let's just quickly get rid of all of the granular stuff. Whoa. That sounds really good. That is pretty much perfect. Now, I think I might start bringing in some drums. I might go for a super basic drum beat. How do I stop this? Yeah, there we go. No way. No, not a fan. Not too 80s. Oh, too basic. Obstacle. I like the sound of that. That might be the perfect kit right there. Not really feeling the pattern though, but I can always switch that up. Hey! Horribly out of time, but I think that should do. Let's go ahead and record it in. Hey! Oh, yeah. It actually sounds really good. That's one of the best drum kits that I've ever heard. Wow, okay. Anyway, now I think it's time to bring in a bass. These are horrible. Should we just go for an 808? Oh, that's nice. Hey, slap! I especially love that the slap bass already has 40 likes. A lot more likes than anything else. Yuck. Oh, I like that. Wide analog bass. Might actually try this one out. Yeah, there we go. That should pretty much do. Now, I think I would actually just have this bass line follow the kick drums, which should be pretty simple, and then I might go through and layer up some slap basses on top afterwards. Yeah, good old slap bass. Okay, so now that I'm all done with that slap bass, I think I'm gonna need a plucky guitar sound. So we'll just get a little something like that. Wow. I kinda like that. Okay, so now that I'm all done with that little guitar melody, I think I've got pretty much everything that I need to finish off this beat. So as usual, I've gone ahead and added on a few finishing touches off camera. Well, that was a little bit of a lie. I meant to say I've added on a whole bunch of finishing touches. So many, in fact, that it sounds like a completely different song towards the end. But oh well. Anyway, here is my finished song made in dreams for the PlayStation 4. Enjoy. So there we go, that is music made in Dreams. I'm actually really impressed with this music maker, like really impressed, especially considering the fact that it wasn't actually that expensive. I feel like this would actually be a really good way to learn music production, just because it is so accessible, and I feel like it simplifies the music making process enough, which is good for beginners, but at the same time, it doesn't really limit you like other music making games do, which is really good. Now, I've really only scratched the surface as to how Dreams can be used to make music. Things can definitely get a whole lot more complex once you start bringing in different devices and wiring up different parameters and stuff like that. You can make some pretty crazy stuff. So if you want to see another one of these videos where I make something a little bit more complex, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. And to be honest, I probably already started filming it by the time this video has gone up. But anyway, I think it's going to wrap it up for this video. So I'll see all of you in the next couple of days for my next upload. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.